In 1933, a French tennis champion rejected 11 prototypes before approving the 12th. That shirt was made in France. The one sold under its name today is made in Peru. 5 polo brands are charging you heritage prices for mass market construction. And 5 brands, several of them cheaper, are delivering what those names used to mean. Several of you asked for this breakdown in the comments. We start with the brand that invented the polo shirt, because what they invented is not what they sell you anymore. Number 1, Lacoste. Let me be clear about something before we begin. Lacoste is not on this list because they are pretenders. They are the original. René Lacoste designed the first modern polo shirt in 1933, the L12.12. L for Lacoste, 1 for peak cotton fabric, 2 for short sleeves, 12 because it was the 12th prototype René personally approved. Every polo shirt you have ever worn exists because of that design. Lacoste is on this list because what René invented is not what they sell you anymore. The current L12.12 retails for $100. It is made in Peru, or Vietnam, or Thailand. The manufacturing location rotates depending on the production run. The crocodile logo has not changed. The L1212 name has not changed. The price has only gone up, but the shirt underneath is a mass-produced garment from a global supply chain that René Lacoste would not recognize. Lacoste does still make a made-in-France heritage line. It exists, but it is a small fraction of total sales. The overwhelming majority of Lacoste polos sold worldwide are manufactured in developing countries at a fraction of the original cost. At $110, you are paying for the crocodile. You're paying for the story of 1933. The shirt in the bag is not the shirt René approved 90 years ago. It carries the same name. It does not carry the same standard. This is not anger, it is arithmetic. Number 2, Ralph Lauren. If you watched our breakdown of American luxury suits, this will sound familiar. Ralph Lauren operates a tiered system, purple label at the top and finished in Italy. Exceptional construction. And then everything below it, including the polo main line. A polo Ralph Lauren polo retails for $98 to $128. It is manufactured in Vietnam, the Philippines, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka. Standard picky cotton, standard mass market construction. The embroidered pony on the chest is the only thing separating it from a department store polo at half the price. Ralph Lauren built one of the most powerful aspirational brands in American history. 7 decades of marketing have made that small embroidered pony worth more per square inch than almost any logo in menswear. But the polo itself at the mainline level reflects the same global mass manufacturing as every other corporate fashion brand on this list. Here is a comparison that tells you everything. A polo Ralph Lauren polo at $98, made in Vietnam, standard cotton peak, and a Fred Perry M12 at $95, made in Leicester, England. Hand finished, draw threaded by hand, same price, opposite product. One carries 70 years of American lifestyle marketing. The other carries 70 years of English factory heritage. At the same price, only one of them puts the money into the shirt. The horse logo is not a quality indicator. It is a brand tax collected on every polo that leaves a factory in Vietnam. Before we continue, you need to know what separates a quality polo from a cheap one. Because the difference is not visible on a hanger, but it is obvious once you know where to look. Peak cotton is the standard polo fabric, a waffle-textured knit that gives polos their distinctive look. But not all peak is equal, not even close. Weight matters. A quality peak polo weighs between 200 and 240 grams. A cheap one comes in between 150 and 180 grams. You can feel the difference in your hand before you even try it on. Heavier means denser knit, tighter construction, longer life. Gauge matters. Higher gauge means finer, tighter fabric. Lower gauge means looser, cheaper production. Hold the polo up to light. If light passes through easily, the gauge is low. Cotton quality matters most of all. Standard cotton is short staple. It pills. It fades. It loses shape after repeated wears. Long staple cotton holds its form longer and softens with age. And then there is Sea Island cotton, grown only in the Caribbean, less than 1% of global cotton production. It is to standard cotton what full grain leather is to bonded leather, a different material entirely. Here's your test. Turn the polo inside out. Check the stitching density at the seams. If the stitches are loose and widely spaced, the construction is cheap. If they are tight and uniform, someone cared about the garment you are holding. The inside of a polo tells the truth the outside is designed to hide. If this kind of breakdown is useful to you, subscribe. Every video on this channel follows the same formula. Real construction data, real price comparisons. No brand deals, no sponsorships. Number 3, Hugo Boss. The name sounds like precision, German engineering, boardroom authority. Hugo Boss has spent decades building that association. And for their suits, we covered that story 2 videos ago. Their polos follow the same pattern. A Boss polo retails for $120 to $160. Manufacturing spans Turkey, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Bulgaria. The construction is standard mass market cotton peak. The fit is clean, the branding is restrained, and the price is $50 above what the construction justifies. The man who buys a Boss polo believes he is buying German quality for the office. He is buying a Turkish-manufactured standard cotton polo with a Boss label inside the collar. At $140, you are in John Smedley territory. A polo made from extra fine merino wool or Sea Island cotton, knitted in Derbyshire, England, at a factory that has been running continuously since 1784. 2.5 centuries of English craftsmanship versus a German fashion house logo. The Boss name carries professional aspiration, the polo carries standard construction. And at this price point, standard construction is not a product, it is a surcharge. Number 4, Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger is owned by PVH Corporation, the same publicly traded conglomerate behind Calvin Klein and Van Heusen. This is not a designer's atelier, it is a brand portfolio managed for shareholder returns. A Tommy Hilfiger polo retails for $75 to $120. Manufacturing is primarily in China, Vietnam, and Bangladesh. The fabric is standard cotton peak. The construction is indistinguishable from what you find at most mid-tier department store brands at half this price. The red, white, and blue flag logo does all the heavy lifting. It signals American tradition, preppy heritage, country club weekends, but the garment itself has no connection to any of that imagery. It is a globally sourced mass-market polo with an embroidered flag on the chest. At $85, you could buy a Gran Sasso polo made entirely in Italy by a family that has specialized in knitwear, and only knitwear, for over 70 years. 3 generations of Italian expertise versus a PVH corporate product line manufactured in Bangladesh. The flag is not a quality marker, it is a lifestyle tax. And at this price tier, you are paying for the image of American tradition manufactured on a different continent entirely. Number 5, Vineyard Vines. 2 brothers, Shep and Ian Murray, quit their corporate jobs, started selling ties on Martha's Vineyard, and built a brand around the idea of American coastal leisure. The smiling pink whale, the nautical aesthetic. It is a good story. But the story and the product diverged a long time ago. A Vineyard Vines polo retails for $85 to $125. Manufacturing is in China, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. The aesthetic is American East Coast affluence. The production is the same global mass manufacturing as every other brand on this side of the list. And that specialization is their greatest asset. Every Gran Sasso polo is made entirely in Italy. Italian cotton, Italian knitting machines, Italian hands finishing every garment. Their fine knit polos have a drape and a hand feel that comes from decades of singular focus on one craft. At $150 to $280, Gran Sasso delivers genuine Italian construction without the Italian fashion house markup. No runway shows, no celebrity endorsements, no global advertising. The money goes into the garment itself. Compare directly. Hugo Boss at $140, Turkish manufacturing, standard cotton. Tommy Hilfiger at $85, Bangladeshi manufacturing, standard cotton. Gran Sasso gives you authentic Italian knitwear expertise at a comparable price point, and on a construction per dollar basis, neither brand comes close. When you see a Gran Sasso polo, you are looking at 70 years of accumulated knowledge from a family that chose one craft and mastered it in a small Italian town where nothing else needed to exist. That kind of generational dedication cannot be assembled by a corporate brand portfolio. It can only be built 1 decade at a time. Number 5, Luca Faloni. This is the youngest brand on the list. Founded in 2014 in London by an Italian entrepreneur. In a video built around heritage, a brand 10 years old might seem out of place. But Luca Faloni earned this position for a specific reason. They solved a problem every brand on the robbing side profits from. The problem is straightforward. Italian-made menswear is genuinely excellent, but by the time that garment reaches you through a traditional retail chain, the price has been inflated 2 or 3 times over. Brand margin, wholesale margin, retail margin, each layer adding cost without adding quality. Luca Faloni built a direct-to-consumer model that removes every intermediary. The fabric comes from Italian mills. The garments are cut and sewn in Italian factories. The finished polos shipped directly to you.